Good afternoon, everyone. I am Napun Andrea Milanto, PhD student from the University of Rennes 1 and the Institute of Research and Technology, BICOM. Today, I'm going to present a joint work with Tristan Allard and Gaëtan Le Galvouit about FP-Select, a browser fingerprinting attribute selection framework. So, let's start with the context. Nowadays, users connect to websites using a pair of identifier and password. However, passwords suffer from several flaws. First, users tend to use common passwords, which make them sensible to dictionary attacks, during which an attacker submits the most common passwords. Second, users tend to use similar or identical passwords on different websites, increasing the impact of a successful attack. Third, an attacker can trick a user to give his credentials by impersonating a trusted entity. This trick is called phishing and can be efficient. For example, Kurt and Associates managed to retrieve over 12 million credentials stolen by phishing kits. The managers of the user authentication, that we call verifiers, now include several authentication factors in their authentication process. Each additional factor constitutes a supplementary security barrier, but also comes with a loss of usability, as the user must remember, possess, or do something. Primarily used to track users on the web, browser fingerprinting has been identified as a promising authentication factor. It is a collection of attributes from a web browser to build a potentially unique fingerprint. These attributes depend on the web environment of the browser, which includes software components like the browser or the operating system, hardware components like the screen or the processor, and user customization like the configured languages or the installed extensions. The browser fingerprint is then used as an additional information that is verified. As displayed in the bottom figure, the fraudulent access of an attacker that retrieves the login and password of a user can be prevented thanks to the different browser fingerprints. The properties of the browser fingerprints, notably their distinctive power, depend on the collected attributes. Adding an attribute can help distinguish browsers as they can show different values for this attribute. However, it also reduces the usability as the generated fingerprints are heavier, can take more time to collect, and can be more unstable due to the attribute changes through time. A verifier has hundreds of available attributes at her disposal, but collecting them all is impractical. Indeed, attributes tend to be correlated with each other. As a result, adding an attribute can reduce the usability without increasing the distinctiveness. Some attributes also require a high amount of resources, up to several minutes of collection time or hundreds of kilobytes of memory consumption. Most previous works use the well-known attributes, underestimating the distinctiveness power of browser fingerprints. Others propose to iteratively pick attributes until a threshold is reached. This threshold is usually on the number of attributes or on the resulting entropy of the generated fingerprints. As we will show later, this method is poorly efficient due to the correlations between the attributes. Another work evaluated all the possibilities of their 13 attributes. The number of possibilities grows exponentially with the number of attributes. Such method is then infeasible on hundreds of attributes. I will now present FP-Select, the attribute selection framework that we propose. We begin by the attack model on the offensive side. We assume that the attacker knows the fingerprint distribution and is able to submit a limited number of beta fingerprints. The verifier can limit the number of authentication attempts to an account and can ask the user to change authentication factors, like the password for example, after a number of failed attempts. The bottom figure here displays an example of such attacker. Here we consider a limit of 2 submissions. On the left side, the attacker is displayed with his knowledge of a probability mass function over the fingerprint domain. On the right side, we display each user U and his fingerprint F. As the attacker is limited to 2 submissions, he submits the 2 most common fingerprints according to his knowledge. We measure the reach of the attacker by the sensitivity, which is the proportion of the protected users that are impersonated. In this example, the sensitivity is of 4/7. On the defensive side, the verifier seeks to build a fingerprinting probe to authenticate her users. From a set A of candidate attributes, she seeks the attribute set that satisfies the security level at the lowest usability cost. This level is expressed at the threshold alpha on the sensitivity against an attacker. From any attribute set C subset of A, we denote C of C its usability cost and S of C its sensitivity. The attribute selection problem is then formalized as below. Any usability cost function can be used, provided it is strictly increasing as we add attributes. As for the sensitivity function, it is required to be monotonically decreasing. We model the space of the possible attribute sets as a lattice. An example is displayed on the right side with 3 candidate attributes. For each attribute set, we display the sensitivity and the usability cost. We also consider a sensitivity threshold alpha of 0.15. The satisfiability frontier is the red line above which the attribute set satisfies the sensitivity threshold. Both the optimal solution and the solution found by fpselect are right above this line. These attribute sets satisfy the sensitivity threshold at a lower cost than their supersets. In this example, the optimal solution is the green node. We propose a greedy exploration algorithm to find good solutions to our problem. It works in a bottom-up manner and starts from the empty set. Then, it expands by adding one attribute to obtain the attribute sets to explore, for which we compute the sensitivity and the usability cost. Afterwards, we only hold the k most efficient attributes set at the pursued solutions and execute this process starting from them. The exploration is done when all the explored paths reach the satisfiability frontier. We also include 3 pruning methods given an attribute set C. First, if C has a higher cost than the less costly attribute set that satisfies the sensitivity threshold, then the supersets of C are not explored. Second, if C is a superset of an attribute set that satisfies the sensitivity threshold, then C is not explored. Third, the same holds if C is a superset of an attribute set that has a higher cost than the minimum actually found. Here is an example of execution. The attribute sets to expand are stored in S, which is initialized with 2 empty sets. During the first stage, we expand these 2 empty sets by adding one more attribute and store them in the collection E of the attribute sets to explore. After exploring them, we hold the 2 most efficient. These attribute sets are again expanded. As 1,2 satisfies the sensitivity threshold, we store it in the collection T of the attribute sets that satisfy the threshold, and the minimum cost is updated to its cost. Then when 3 is explored and added to S, and when 2,3 is explored, it is not added to S as it has a higher cost than the minimum. Finally, when 3 is expanded to obtain 1,2,3, which is not explored as it is a superset of 1,2. The exploration ends here, and the return solution is the attribute set of T that shows the lowest cost. In this case, it is 1,2, and also happens to be the optimal solution. To experimentally validate our framework, we propose an illustrative measure of the usability cost. This measure considers the memory size, the collection time, and the number of changing attributes between the consecutive fingerprints of a browser. We weight these 3 dimensions to obtain a usability cost in points, such that we have an equivalence between 10 kilobytes, 1 second of collection time, and 1 changing attribute, which are all equivalent to 10,000 points. We also propose an illustrative sensitivity measure. It is measured by the verifier given an instantiated attacker. It assumes that the attacker knows the fingerprint distribution among the protected users, and also includes a matching function between the submitted and the awaited fingerprint. This is necessary due to the fingerprint's changes. I will now present the obtained results. We executed our framework on a sample of 30,000 fingerprints collected from the general browsers that visited a French website in early 2017. We instantiated a verifier with displayed sensitivity thresholds and an attacker with a displayed number of submissions. Overall, we execute each attribute selection method in these 2 different experimental cases. We also executed fpselect with 1 and 3 explored paths. The matching function that we implemented checks that the number of attributes that are similar between the 2 fingerprints is above a threshold. We compare the results of fpselect with the common attribute selection methods that rely on the entropy and then the conditional entropy. The first takes the attributes of the highest entropy until the sensitivity threshold is reached. The second picks iteratively the most entropic attribute according to these already chosen until the sensitivity threshold is reached. On the figures, we display the total usability cost of the attribute sets found by each method for the 12 experimental cases, together with the weighted cost of each dimension in points. The results of the baselines are displayed on the left, and the results of FP-Select with 1 and 3 explored paths on the right. Among the 12 experimental cases, 9 had a solution and 3 did not, as the sensitivity threshold could not be reached. The fingerprints generated by the attribute set found by FP-Select are, compared to the baselines and on average, up to 97 times smaller, 3,000 times faster to collect, and with 7 times fewer changing attributes. However, FP-Select with 1 explored path explores 3 orders of magnitude more attribute sets compared to the baselines. Increasing the number of explored paths to 3 also increases the number of explored attribute sets by 3. But this process can be executed rarely, once per year for example, and the usability gain is reflected on each authentication performed by each user. We are now going to wrap up. In this presentation, I presented FP-Select, an attribute selection framework. It models the possibility space as a lattice and explores it in a greedy manner to find the attribute sets that satisfy the sensitivity threshold at a cost close to being minimal. In our experimental settings, FP-Select found attribute sets that generate fingerprints of lower cost than the baselines, at the cost of a higher computation cost. As future works, we plan to include the attackers that have targeted knowledge over the protected users, and to execute FP-Select on other experimental settings, like on other browser populations or using other measures. Thank you for your attention and feel free to ask questions.